subdivision is associated with the Town Line Road Solar Project, which is currently under review by the planning board. Anyone interested may attend and be heard.
And just to point out that this, again, is a minor subdivision, not a major subdivision, and it's not a public hearing related to the solar farm that's being done through the planning board, through the special permit process. We have a young lady here tonight who's going to present my. This one, the record of your name is Cindy. Last name? Sure. Okay, Cindy Shivers.
Which way is wrong? So this is Sean.
Cindy, you want to come in brief? Susan, you want to come down?
I just said I should probably be down there.
Susan, in brief.
Yep, so this entirety is currently one parcel. We are proposing to have one parcel here, one here, and one here. We will be purchasing parcel one, even though we'll be working on parcel one, or two and three here.
This here too.
This is a
Their intentions are, I know this is the solar farm.
So this is staying the same. Our entry will be here, Shawnee Road, 713 is the line address, so we'll have an entry here. We'll have it here.
So, what do you ask?
We're just asking to subdivide these.
Split the parcels off from this.
Yep, so the landowner can retain these, because we are free.
And how wide is the frontage on each one?
100, 100.
Probably one of those. That's AR would be 125? AR is 125.
We've worked for a year, maybe, we had two people that have been representing the solar. It's really some thanks, when you sending to us. This is comments on what we're doing and how high the census is going to be, and I think that's under consideration.
That's not part of the.
No, that's not part of what you're looking at now, but I think we'll be asked about that.
Is this a driveway, a street, or a grass road?
It'll be a driveway.
And what roads are there?
Shawnee.
Shawnee.
Yeah.
So it's gotta be over here somewhere.
Exactly. So this will be a regular driveway, it won't be, it won't be dirt, it won't be stone, it'll be a regular driveway because it has to hold stone. I thought it was because it has to hold the fire stone.
Still in the
Stone, okay, well, it will be heavy stone, whatever, it won't be pebbles. So the fire truck, I mean,
Which side of this is Flares Road? Up there. Anybody have a question? We know what's happening here on the planning board. This division says a minor subdivision. Anybody have any other questions? Any comments?
How close are the houses? I would have to check our plans, I'm not sure.
No, they're not,
So you're only going to be building one more lot of the house. This one here doesn't have.
Right.
This one already has a
Yeah.
house, and this one's going to be sold. Okay, so we just separating this lot from the solar farm and making a lot there.
And we're back to the farm.
and there will be, vegetation that will here to block.
And what's the width of this that next to Shawnee? 110 or? So the only thing on that is going to be a driveway, right? The rest of it is. also look at this, it's a minor subdivision, it's a split of a parcel where they want to build a home in the future off of a major property that shows you the like, what we like to.
Yeah, this is right now is all one parcel. This is, we're just breaking it here, so that is the. He's keeping it.
You want to sit with you? Well, yeah, I will sit with you. Just like a car will be there for 40 minutes. Not yours, the other the other bar left, the farthest. Sometimes they sit right over. Yeah, that's got all water. Right on the edge. Let's go sit over there.
Oh, Mr. David, good afternoon.
Right.
Find this guy walking aimlessly around your house?
All that water over there.
Yeah. Keeping, no,
I got what?
I didn't know you had a camera. I didn't know. Yeah.
We have decided on this area. No. Kind of shady girl.
How you doing, man? Hanging in. Good. Well, you're a mature guy. How you doing?
Someone's gonna get it.
The light's not real bright though.
But could they put a barn or something here? I mean, they did barn. It's a lot. It's a lot. One day at a time.
No, I just asking, there's no question.
Normally the votes are state of the vote, or the sheet, or whatever, overnight there, and they're the first of the sheet, and they put them back on the truck and take them home, but it's still full.
But if they wanted to build a pole barn, they probably could have connected to the wall.
Just takes really under the plan. You'll be fine. 25 years from this. It's time when you take a break, it's time to just. Right?
Property, they keep talking about maintaining the property.
That's what I mean.
We're not, it's not on the agenda.
Let me ask you. Wait a minute, let me stop you right there. Wait a minute, excuse me, one second. We're talking about splitting off a lot and dividing this property. Anything related to the planning board or special use permit, planning board, whether it be goats or whatever. And, well, could be, but that's not our discussion today. This is all.
But it's all. You've been here long enough, you know that's all we're talking about. You're not kidding. How's your sister doing? All right, no go. She's still in there.
No goes.
He does. I will say that for him, he's a good word.
Anybody wants to speak on the record pertaining to the, conflict besides goats? No comments, questions? I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
And a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Closed. Public hearing's over. Thank you, Mr. coming in. Start our, town board meeting about 3 minutes.
Stand up and take shit. Water's up. Stand by report. For the record, all board members are present.
Any public input tonight? Approval of the minutes, March 4th, 2024. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
And a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Minutes are approved. Approval of bill payment of March 18th, 2024. Voucher number 202-40281 to 202-403-378 to a total amount of $234,065.22. Can I have a motion to approve the bills?
So moved. Second.
And a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Bills are paid. All signatures outside. And Mark is not here, but Tim is here. Tim, do you want to come up and make your report, please? This was the water department, Mr. Deputy.
Good evening.
Good evening, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Good, you want to hold that mic up, so there you go.
Sure. Just want a general report of what's been going on.
Sure.
Fire department. Yeah, we've been busy with the sewer cammering, trying to figure out a lot of our flooding issues that we had in the past. And we found a lot of issues, solved a lot of issues. And now we're continuing over on the other end of town to a couple of the other pump stations, as well as now dealing with the Boulevard project that's been going on, and trying to make sure everything goes smooth with this whole stretch, and locating and all of our other day-to-day things. So we've been busy, that's for sure.
Yeah, why don't you make up with that water leak?
That's, as far as right now, they're going to make the repair due to what they have done. They were driving over it and they caused the leak, so they're gonna do the repair. The
That's
state's
the contract?
Yeah, at Bauer, yes. So I'm gonna follow up with Mark in the morning. But as we left off this afternoon, they're probably gonna make the repair, so we're gonna make sure we notify everybody at least 24 hours in advance that they may lose water pressure, so. But we're on top of it. We'll figure out tomorrow exactly what we need to do.
Thanks, I appreciate all the effort you guys are doing to, point out some of the leaks in the sanitary sewer.
Yeah, we found a lot, a couple manholes that have been pushed off completely, that have been taking on water, and so little by little, we're gonna try to make everything buttoned up tight and better for us and for the county sewer as well.
I don't know if anybody saw that memo that we sent out, that in one day of a manhole cover being underwater, it can trace 66,000 gallons of water per day. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, and that's why we're doing our best to try and mostly help the county sewer out.
I appreciate it, thank you.
No problem.
Recreation Department, like now.
Hello, how are you? Last week, the T-ball, coach pitch, baseball, and softball registrations are Friday at 4:30. As of last Friday, we had 288 registered. 23, we had 284 total. In the last week, we usually get flooded with late registrations, so we should push north of 300 for this year, so that's exciting. Also exciting, summer camp registrations opened last Monday and fully booked in 27 minutes. All Wheatfield residents. So, we have, pardon?
With that question.
All 50 spots are full, 20 are on the waiting list. We try to get them in as much as we can, but based on size and flexibility with some of our campers and staffing, we'll try to accommodate as many as we can. Third thing, Easter party, Saturday, March 23rd, next door at the Youth Center, 10 a.m. to 12. And then working with Carrie Newman, who is on our committee for the playground, to put together. She kind of is with the Kiwanis Club, and they're looking at, sparking a grant for us to kind of get our tennis court resurfaced over at Fairmount Park. So she's actually in the process. I've been working with her pretty close the last couple of weeks to get like dimensions, sizes, style, how we want it done. So that should be going out to I don't know if bid is the right word, but at least getting some rough numbers so we can kind of get a general idea how much project will cost. Some things we're looking to do this spring, Don, you and I, we had talked about that letter I got about Mario Park, some of those things over there, so as soon as the weather kind of breaks for us, we're gonna do that first thing. We're also gonna maintain the track, because we kind of resurfaced it last fall. I ordered an attachment for our tractor, which was on back order for 3 months, but that's supposed to be coming in the next couple of weeks. As soon as we get that, we can kind of keep that maintained all summer. The other thing that we worked on in the fall, we started doing the drainage along Steep Road for the pathway. We want to complete that, so we just ran out of time with the weather. And then obviously the last thing is we want to landscape the playground. Those are kind of like 4 major things we want to get done this spring, you know, before summer breaks. Other than that, you were saying.
Mike, just one thing, when I discussed with Mike last week was, because of the eclipse, and that Mike's going to close the park down sooner than the day of the eclipse, just to be probably that weekend. Which makes sense.
Like every time I pass by the park, I notice that community playground has a ton of people there. Is that kind of what you're seeing?
Yes, very busy.
Yeah, that's nice to see because it's wet this time of year.
Mhm.
It's nice to be able to.
Even when it's cool, if the sun comes out, people are out there.
Yeah, it's good to see. So we still don't have signs up at Unity, but we do have specifications together now, and I'm just noticing one thing, as I'm reviewing the specs. We had a deadline, we hope to have these out sooner than now, but other things came up. So we just gotta adjust the deadline from April 1st, maybe the 15th.
Okay.
But after we adjust the specs, I think these papers have to reside at recreation. Yeah, so Mike, we'll get the revision to the paper, and then I think the town puts out something officially so that it's out for bid, and then hopefully by the time we get to mid-April or mid-April-ish, we'll have an idea of what we want to do there.
That's great, thanks. Thank you.
So, we'll give you those facts, Mike, and then if people are interested, they can sign the wrong.
Okay, should I like put it on the website too?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. All right.
Are we using the guy with the dogs this spring?
Yes,
Good.
yes. Porter's on patrol.
That guy does the angle.
Yes.
That's the key, because they don't do that.
Right. Anything else? I think we're good?
I'll do my safety videos.
Mike, come on. I was gonna forget. Come on now.
Well, I actually don't have anything new for the building department, but I was gonna talk about the sheriff's, but I think that might be better coming from you. If you wanna talk about the sheriff's.
What exactly would you like me to say?
I just thought it was
I was
cool.
gonna bring up something about the sheriff's department.
Well, the fact that we are now, substation. The fact that, starting officially this weekend, we've added 4 new vehicles that are now, the sheriff's cars will be here. Zones 11 and 12 will be hubbed out of here. So you'll see a lot more activity coming in and out of Wheatfield. And you'll see them parked out front. There'll be, besides the 2 cars that we normally have, you'll see that coverage in addition to that. So it's kind of a neat thing. So they have access to our portion of the building. And so 24/7, you'll see that additional coverage from the county. So it's pretty cool. So, Evan, is there anything else for me? They good?
Well, Mike, one thing, we're bringing up the resolution to put a bid out to a generator for this facility tonight, and I'm going to give you the specifications, so if anybody has any questions, they can see.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Get it back to them.
think not.
Thank you. Kelly Crawford.
Hi. I have nothing to report.
Anybody have any questions for Kelly? Comments for Kelly? Constables, any report tonight?
No report tonight.
Local engineers. Thank you for them. Thank you, guys.
Good evening. We only have one agenda item for you this evening, and it's our planning board report. It's a little longer than usual because we didn't do one in February, so we're the only one meeting, so this is going to cover some January, February, and March meetings. But starting off, the first meeting was January 17th, and Town Hall ended up closing that night due to inclement weather, so the meeting was canceled. And pretty much everybody hopped onto the next meeting agenda, which was for the February 7th meeting. That started off with the site plan special use permit, minor subdivision, public hearing for the Town Line Road solar project. Again, they proposed to construct a 5 megawatt AC utility scale solar system at 6417 Town Line Road. Project, as you heard earlier this evening, subdivided the parcel into 3 lots. A public hearing was held for the special use permit and site plan component of the project. Several residents were in attendance, and there were several questions asked and comments made about the project. The public hearing was closed, no other action was taken. The next item was a special use permit site plan for an adult use retail cannabis dispensary. The applicant proposes to lease 1,200 square foot of retail space at the existing building at 3048 Niagara Falls Boulevard for a cannabis dispensary. The parcel is zoned C1 commercial and falls within the Niagara Falls Boulevard overlay district. A cannabis dispensary is allowed in the commercial zone with special use permit. Public hearing was held for the special use permit and site plan. Only one person attended the public hearing and no comments were noted. Public hearing was closed, no other action was taken. Next item was a sketch plan for a mixed-use building. The applicant proposes to construct a 20,000 square foot 3-story building at 7505 Shawnee Road. That's the first lot in the Woodlands Corporate Center. The building would have professional office on the first floor, and the second and third floors would be a mix of 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom apartment units. The parcel is within a planned unit development. The planning board discussed several items and issues that would need to be reviewed, including verification of what uses were allowed for the lot under the approved PUD, sanitary sewer capacity, and drainage. No action was required or taken. Next item was a sketch plan for another mixed-use development proposed down on the riverfront. The applicant proposes to construct a mixed-use development at 2070 River Road. The proposed development sketch included several townhouses, condominiums, some mixed-use commercial and residential buildings, and a retail building. The parcel is zoned C1 commercial and has frontage along the Niagara River. The project would also include a kayak launch and a concert area, and would connect to the adjacent town-owned land where there's a town park work proposed. Excuse me. Planning board again discussed several items and issues, including potential contamination at the site and the impact of Niagara County and national fuel easements through the site. The board also notified the applicant that residential is not allowed in the C1 zone, so no action was required or taken. We'll see if they come back with anything different in the future. The next item was a sketch plan for a change of operation at the Niagara Regional Digester. The applicant proposes to modify the current operations at their digester facility, this is formerly known as Quasar, at 2175 Liberty Drive. The facility currently captures biogas from the digester, which is used to fuel an engine that generates electricity that's fed back into the grid. The modification proposes to remove the engine and power equipment and replace it with a system that will convert the biogas into renewable natural gas, which would be then put back into the gas distribution system. There would be no change to the food waste supply currently used in the digester, and no overall change to the site footprint. The planning board discussed several items and issues, including permitting and regulatory requirements, potential odors, and what happens to the digester while the system conversion work is performed. No action was required to be taken. Next meeting was February 21st. Started off with a special use permit and site plan, again for the adult use retail cannabis dispensary that we previously talked about. At this meeting, the planning board determined that the project was a type 2 action under seeker and that no further environmental review was required. Planning board subsequently approved the special use permit with conditions and approved the site plan with noted conditions. Next item is a sketch plan for a building addition. The applicant proposes to construct a 10,000 square foot addition to the south side of their existing building located at 2050 Lockport Road. This is, I think, 2 lots east of the entrance, main entrance to the base. The parcel was zoned industrial 2 actually. It falls within the airport zone 1 overlay. The addition would provide indoor storage for their existing equipment. The planning board discussed several things to include with their formal site plan, including but not limited to following site plan review checklist, drainage, fire advisory board review, and review by the air base since it's adjacent to base grounds. No action was required or taken. The next item on that agenda, I actually have incorrect down here. It's a sketch plan for another building addition, not a townhouse development. The applicant proposes to expand their existing business at 2160 Liberty Drive, that's the V-shaped thin film facility, by constructing a 23,430 square foot addition to the existing building. Improvements would include additional parking and access around the rear of the building. Parcel zone industrial 1. The planning board discussed several issues to include with their formal site plan, including following the site plan review checklist, fire advisory board review, wetlands, grading and drainage, and stormwater management as the disturbance is over an acre at that site. No action was required or taken. That was the end of the February 21st meeting. The next meeting was the March 6th meeting, but it was subsequently canceled due to a lack of agenda items. So that is our planning board summary since January. Any questions on any of that?
A comment on that proposal on River Road, they're talking about tying in a walking path or a walkway into the town property. One, the town of Wheatfield has received a grant, or the county has received a grant, which will start this year to reclaim that property. And there is a national grid easement that runs between the town property and their property. So that's something that should be considered. And I'm not sure the town of Wheatfield, something the town board will have to decide if they want that tied to our property.
Of course, definitely. I mean, if something were to go forward there, it may provide easier access out to the water side, but still, it's a big development, and with the residential not allowed in C1, something would have to change with that for it to happen. We thought about potentially a PUD, but it doesn't meet the minimum 20 acres for a PUD. I believe it's only.
Any discussion about contamination on the property?
The question was asked, and the developer assured the planning board that there were no issues there. The planning board did ask for documentation, and I'm sure would, I should say, if anything ever continues with that, anything would have a coordinated review under seeker, so that would definitely be going to the DC.
Anybody else? Any comments?
Tim, with the Niagara National or Regional Digester, one of the places are, I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but switching to natural gas, that seems like a big change. And I'm just wondering, are there any other things that were brought up? Like, is there any burn-offs that are going to happen or anything like that?
Well, I think there's already a flare there on site for when they have more being produced than their engine generator can use. So I think that will still be there in case their equipment gets more of a load from the digester than they can handle from a gas perspective. But remember, the digester is the thing that's making the gas. It's what's being done with it, right? It's switching it from burning it off to generate electricity to really cleaning it, taking moisture out of it and other things out of it so that it could be used like natural gas in your stove.
Did they provide an explanation as to why would they need to make the change?
The one, Susan, maybe you can back me, the one thing I heard is that their diesel generator engine was nearing the end of its life, and rather than replace it, they were interested in going to this new system. For one, it's, you know, the whole biogas thing is supposed to be good for the environment, for digesting things like that. This would provide a usable product without having the results of combustion in an engine. So,
It would be quiet, it would be more quiet also, and you said that.
More quiet, okay.
Yes, that's where you were going with that, because it says that in the question. And he also said that it's now the time to change it, when everything is still up and working, so it'd be easier to interchange everything. I'm not sleeping.
And they didn't say anything about what's going into the tank, is any changes there?
It would be the same thing that's going in, I'm backing off of this, and you all hear me.
I can hear you.
It's the same thing that goes into the tank now. Nothing that would cause any odor or smell or rodents or anything like that, because that was something that, when the original flavor was there, that was a big question, a big problem. And I've talked to the building department, and the building department has received no complaints about anything over there at all. So,
Thank you.
How will they get the gas off? Do they have to install new gas lines or?
no, they don't. They have to install, they have to install this big, he just said it's a massive thing that they bring in, and I said, what's massive? And he went like this.
Like a semi truck or something?
Yeah, the thing is
Like haul it out?
Skid mounted equipment that go back in and drop off.
And there's a pad there where they'll keep that until the other one is transferred, and then that pad will be used for more. Something about that, they have that. It'll be used, but it won't be for.
We'll find out more tomorrow, or this Wednesday.
The gas is a lot more hazardous than the electricity when you think about it.
Yeah, I guess the thing is there, it's not like they're gonna be, at least from what I know so far, it's not like they're gonna be compressing it and storing it on site, they're just gonna be running it through the cleaning system and right back into the.
I also asked them what would happen if there was a problem, if there was someone on site 24/7. They said no, but there are 7 people that have phones that if one of the machinery breaks down, these phone calls go out to everyone, and the person can get there within absolute minutes to fix them. So that was a big thing that I was worried about, was fire and an expulsion of gas that shouldn't be coming out. I don't know much about this, but
But then when they ran it before, there was one person.
it's,
And we had second and third shift, we discussed that with them right from day one, it was only one person.
well, there's more than one person. Well, I don't know how many people are in the building itself yet, but I'm talking about like 24 hours. I don't know if there's someone there 24 hours, but with all these people lined up that everyone's cell phone rings at the same time. Because the safety is a big concern of mine in the board.
Just coming back to the plan, right?
Pardon me?
They are coming back to the plan.
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
Yes, Susan, could we ask them to provide the specifications of the change and all the details in writing? And the reason why I bring that up is because I think the last go around, they told us one thing and we kind of switched things around, and I'd like it all to be in writing.
Anything else, guys? All right, thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Dave Godfrey, you have any for us, man?
Kurt, I asked them, I wanted to make sure this was the project, they had sent this long dissertation, and I asked them if they could please send us something in people's language that we could understand,
Yeah.
that we're not, nuclear physicists and top chemists, and he did send it to us, so I do have that. So I'll make sure that I'll get it to you, all of you, okay?
Thank you, Susan.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I have a question regarding that conversation. Has our environmental scientist been involved in this? Don Tim?
Have you,
Our environmental scientist coordinator, Don Tim, has she been involved in this?
It's an existing facility, but it's not.
Yeah, so, is it or isn't it?
It's an existing facility, there may be some modifications.
Okay.
facility is existing.
Okay, but there's a change to it?
Yes.
Maybe just an FYI, reach out to her to some effect. And I was also thinking about our fire coordinator. If there's risk for gases or fire issues, he should also be informed, at least those two possibly.
He has
Okay.
it. Fire safety board has.
Jonathan Schultz.
No, fire safety, Mark Katzovac is our fire safety person. He's been informed of it, because he's at all our
And he
meetings.
probably contacted John.
I'm sure he has.
Okay, good. For myself, we just had a meeting recently on our regional dredging, and people say, why is that important to Wheatfield? Well, that's where our recreational boating and fishing takes place out in Lake Ontario. The dredging council is now moving along. Wendell is updating all of the numbers as we speak so that we can start to put together an RFP to hire a dredging company to keep the 19 small recreational harbors open for business, which generates for everybody in the county over $30 million in sales tax revenue. So it's stalled for a while, but that is rolling again. It's been a very long project, spent about 7 years going. Want to remind the board that there's the our Economic Development Center, by the way, has the opportunity for small businesses to upgrade their technology and manufacturing, $50,000 grants to help them modernize and become competitive. That's laying out there for any small business here in your area. Also, we again put forth a facade program for all retail businesses to spruce up their look, if you will, the facade of the buildings. So that also is there, ready to take applications. I'll be more than willing to put a letter of recommendation in myself. Also,
We've already got a couple.
I do great if you get it to myself and Chairman Liddish. We'd be more than glad to put letters of recommendation together for you. The other thing, obviously, the solar is coming around. I don't know if anybody on the board took advantage of the meeting that Jonathan Schultz had on Friday. Very good meeting, laid it all out, on how the county is preparing for the influx of people. In regards to that, also, the town will receive a check on my behalf out of my discretionary funds to help offset some of the events you may have during that once-in-a-lifetime event.
You're invited to ours.
Right?
You're invited.
I'm invited. Thank you very much. I think it's a better look than Wilson, I'm not sure. Any questions?
I really serve alcohol in this.
No, we don't do that in Wilson. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, Dave. Motion, Matt Brooks.
First motion from the Highway Department, resolved to authorize Paul Sidman and Jamie Irving of the Highway Department to attend the Cornell Local Roads High School from June 2nd to June 5th, 2024 in Acre, the town of Wheatfield, covering necessary expenses including transportation, registration, and lodging.
So moved. Second.
And a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Next motion again from the Highway Department, resolved to authorize and approve the request of Paul Sigmund, Highway Superintendent, to hire Nathan Wallowitz as a summer seasonal help or laborer for the Highway Department effective May 15th, 2024, at a rate of pay and terms pursuant to the job specifications of summer seasonal help laborer for the Highway Department and pending approval of Human Resources and the Niagara County Criminal Benefits Check.
So moved. Second. Second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Next motion from the town board, be it resolved to issue a request for proposals for a 100 kilowatt on-site generator at the Wheatfield Town Hall based on the specifications on file with the building department, with said proposals due, and these are the dates I suggested, April 15th, 2024, at 3 p.m. at the office of town clerk, Wheatfield Town Hall, 2800 Church Road, Northtown, London, New York, 14120, and to be open on April 15th, 2024, at 6:50 p.m. before the town board meeting at the Wheatfield Town Hall, 2800 Church Road, Northtown, London, New York, 14120.
So moved.
Second on the question. We have a generator at the senior center, or the community center. We'll be getting a generator here at Town Hall. The only building the little issue there is if we ever had a major outage, the cell tower that sits in the back parking lot here connects our wireless to highway, water, sewer, and recreation. So if we did have a major outage, although this building would be lit, the community center would be lit, we probably, and I'll work it out with Mike, we're gonna need something of a small portable generator. If we ever had a long outage, if we wanted to keep, water, sewer, rec, and highway, operational, we'd have to put a small portable generator there to keep that going with our cell tower. But, water and sewer, you guys probably have a generator for your building?
Yes.
I don't know about highway, if highway has a generator, but recreation, you guys probably don't. So if there was ever a major, you and Tracy probably have to come back here to keep your operation going, right? Okay, I just wanted to let you know that one small crack and what still has to be, finalized.
We do have a backup generator, if they do that, that we use here, which I'm sure could be made a bit of a recreation fund.
Okay.
And the purpose of the generator here, is the fact that this area would be, it's already been designated as a command center. If there was a severe catastrophe, we have the sheriff's department here, all our town officers there, so it only makes sense that this would be the command center in case of catastrophe. Anything else, Aaron?
No.
We could move forward.
Yes, first, city,
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, and the, final motion from the town board, be it resolved, where the town of Wheatfield code contains and specifies the local laws and ordinances of the town of Wheatfield, and whereas the town of Wheatfield Town Board and the residents of the town have seen increases in problems from flooding and other drainage problems associated with the large-scale subdivisions in the town, and whereas the Wheatfield Town Board does not want additional major subdivisions to have the same problems as existing subdivisions and exacerbate the existing problems in the town, and would like to review and complete revisions to the town code and other development requirements to address these issues, and whereas the Wheatfield Town Board needs time to update the town's code and development requirements, and does not want other major subdivisions to be processed or approved until these revisions are made, and whereas pursuant to municipal home rule law, the town board is proposing to enact a local law as follows: be it enacted by the town board of the town of Wheatfield, New York, that the Wheatfield Town Board amends the Wheatfield Town Code as follows. Amend the Wheatfield Town Code by adding a new local law entitled a local law establishing a 6-month moratorium with an option to extend up to another 6 months on applications and approvals of major residential subdivisions within the town of Wheatfield. And whereas a public hearing was held regarding the proposed law and no adverse comments were received, whereas the town referred this local law to the Member County Planning Board in accordance with general municipal laws, section 239-M, and whereas the town board, in accordance with part 617 of the implementing regulations pertaining to Article 8, State Environmental Quality Review Act of the Environmental Conservation Law, has determined that a moratorium is classified as a type 2 action under seeker, and that no further environmental review is required. Now therefore be it resolved, the Wheatfield Town Board hereby enacts local law 1-2024, entitled a local law establishing a 6-month moratorium with an option to extend up to another 6 months on applications and approvals of major residential subdivisions in the town of Wheatfield, as referenced above and as attached.
Could there hold the motion for anybody that's listening? You know, we've had some negative comments from the local developers, and I get it. But they haven't seen the flooding that we've had in the last, 4.5 years. We've had 3 major storms, and all of them exceeded, well, 2 of them 100-year storm, and one 700-year storm, the one we had in the summer. So, again, this is not a knee-jerk reaction. This is the town, our engineers. We have a meeting coming up next week with DEC to discuss possibly cleaning some of our major streams and creeks, which they have control over. So again, it's not a knee-jerk reaction. It's something that has to be done to protect the residents of Wheatfield. So that's why this is knee-jerk. Can I have a motion, please?
I don't have a motion, but I have, did the county planning board approve this?
Yes, they did today.
Any comment
2.5, 3 years. But she says the bid for the Hunt Street Bridge and Burkle is gonna go out in June. And, they're anticipating construction in July, November. So, just to make that announcement.
Burkle's residents have a look at that.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Lou. Bill Dissent.
I don't have anything this evening.
Thank you, Bill. Kurt Doctor.
Nothing tonight.
Thank you, Kurt. Randy Russell.
I do, I just making everybody aware that the River Road Trail was bid on Thursday and awarded just under $5 million. And I know, Tim, you just discussed that a little bit. Is that, should we, I know about 6 months ago, we had a meeting and all of a sudden, I mean, they kind of showed us a plan. Should we have a copy of that plan in our office? I know it's DOT property, get it through the town. Do you have one here?
Did you return on there?
Yeah. Okay, I have it.
Well,
Okay. But that's gonna happen, I would assume, late summer, probably before winter. So that's all that's gonna happen.
That's good news. If anybody's aware of that trail, it will interconnect the city of Northtown and London, which comes from Buffalo, through Wheatfield, Niagara Falls, and all the way out to Youngstown. So that's the last piece. So it's nice to have that done.
Yeah, and just one thing on the trail, I'm hearing on the street from residents that live on River Road, that they're being told that, I don't know who they're being told from, but the speed limit is 45 now. They're saying it's going down to 35 miles an hour. But I haven't had any confirmation of that, I don't know.
Well, and with that, did we ever get a response on Lockport Road? From the county?
The same house?
No, the speed
Speed
limit.
limit, yeah, it was mailed up, but I have a copy, I don't remember what the response. They're not doing it,
They're not reducing it.
and they stated in that letter why, that they,
I don't remember seeing that, but.
I can get a copy for you.
Get a copy or email to me.
And we start with Randy, and just, we've had many questions over the past several weeks about meeting with DEC related to flooding. I started to talk about it. I hate to say it, but the wheels of government turn slowly sometimes, as we all know. I got an email from Stephen Weber, from Ann Mornello's office, State Assembly, and I'm supposed to pick a couple days for next week to meet with DEC and any interested parties, government parties, to discuss what we can do to waive some of the red tape to clean some of our creeks. So, hopefully that's good. Any public input? Next meeting is April 1st, 2024, at 7 o'clock, and we talking to myself, I don't know. And I need a motion to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you for attending.
No, much.
I was checking it. I'll tell you what, from 2 days ago. Enjoy it now. I was checking last night.
I'm not really looking. We've got friends that are all over, on the West Coast, you know, what are you up to? Dang it. I thought you'd be in Florida.
No, next week.
Okay, well, me too.
I'll wait for Danny to get that.
There you go. We're all going.
Clean it up.
Let me find it.
Yeah. Very good.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Now, what is it? Well, we wouldn't take it.
She was on there, but it didn't fall off.
Because I'm sure.
I don't know, let Randy look at it in the morning.
Okay, there you go, we'll take care of it. But you got trouble.
I don't touch that stuff.
I don't either, but if
Dangerous.
I don't slow it down, I'll forget. Oh my God, so, I gotta talk to you about this.
I know, before I forget. That ain't
Yeah, you're gonna see me first thing tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Letter from building department, about the variance, but your statement on what we're doing now.
my interpretation. Zoning board. Yeah, because we talked whether we're just gonna send it for variance or ask for interpretation. That's why I didn't want to do the letter until we talked to the group. I still think that, I don't even think. That's right. That's what I'm thinking, I still. You couldn't tell.
The first one around.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, we did, the letter was in case we wanted to, after tomorrow's discussion.
And I said.
What about the
It was between him and I, it was, I know. Okay. All right, I see you in the morning.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, no, I'll see Michael.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Right.
My rates went up $400.
Are you fantastically damaged? Yeah. About this cutting around and I'm voicing interested in looking else and I'll just got my interest. My book's about